So if you watched our video from yesterday, you know that Jenna and I are in Walt Disney World right now for her travel agent conference. Today is day one of the conference for her, so while she's here, I'm just doing some time in the parks. And when thinking about how I was going to spend my time in the parks, I said, hey Jenna, give me a challenge, like give me something fun and interesting and new to do, as opposed to like me going to the park and vlogging. So we came up with this idea of her to basically create a Mission Impossible style challenge for me to see what I could get accomplished in this day while she's at her conference. So she sent me a video that outlines my challenge, so let's go watch it. So with this being Mission Impossible, you have to be very secretive with how you get the briefings for your missions. So I grabbed the table here in the back corner of Rosie's All-American, and I'm gonna open the text that Jenna sent me with the video, and let's see what she has in store for me today.
Agent Andrew, I'm glad to see you're okay, but unfortunately, right into the next mission. Your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to navigate the world of Disney's Hollywood studios, retrieve important intel, and complete a series of challenging tasks before time runs out. Only the most resourceful agent can succeed. Do you have what it takes? Details of the mission have been emailed to you, so check that next. This message will self-destruct in 5, 4, 3, 2.
That's amazing. I want to check the self-destruct thing next time. Supervisory Agent Jenna. So she emailed me the mission. Task number 1, Breakfast of Champions. You're on a mission to find the best breakfast around, and Jenna's favorite breakfast item in all of Walt Disney World happens to be here. Correctly identify the item and go grab it for breakfast. So, if I'm not mistaken, which I'm probably not, that has to be the Ronto breakfast wrap from Galaxy's Edge. So, what we're gonna do, we're going to place a mobile order. All right, so we're gonna pick from now between 10:25, it's about 10 to 10 right now. So I'm gonna click on that. We're not going to add the Tatooine Sunsets. Customized selection. I'm not a fan of the peppercorn sauce. I'm gonna say no thanks to that. Shredded cheddar is included. So in case you don't know, this is the Galaxy's Edge, like Star Wars take on a breakfast wrap, as you can tell from the name. So it's eggs, grilled pork sausage. It's kind of like a kielbasa almost. Shredded cheddar and peppercorn sauce on pita bread. It's really solid and pretty filling too. So we're gonna add that to our cart. We're going to go to my order, review order summary. All right, let's head to Ronto Roasters. On our way to Ronto Roasters, that is in the back of the park in Galaxy's Edge. So we're gonna take a little bit of a morning hike here. And just a quick note while we head to Ronto Roasters, like I mentioned before, we are here in Walt Disney World for Jenna's travel agent conference. And I'm here pretty much just to tag along for the ride and get some park time in. We did do a full park day yesterday, so you can go check out that video on the channel right now. But with Jenna being a travel agent, if you are interested in planning your next Walt Disney World vacation, it is completely free to work with Jenna as a travel agent. So you pay nothing additional that you would pay by booking directly through Walt Disney World, but you get all of the added benefits, knowledge, and just helpful planning and resources that a travel agent has. If you're unfamiliar with how the whole Walt Disney World vacation ecosystem works, a travel agent is a great resource for you. She would love to help you out. So if you're interested in a free, no obligation quote, Jenna's information is in the video description below. So there's a couple of ways to get to Hollywood Studios, but we're gonna go left here at the Chinese Theater, also home to Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. And we're gonna go down past the ABC Commissary and head in Galaxy's Edge by Rise of the Resistance. This is also gonna take us past Muppets Courtyard, which, very sad to say, this will be our last time experiencing Muppets Courtyard before they transform it into Monstropolis, featuring some eateries and merchandise shops, obviously inspired by the famous Monsters, Inc. franchise, and then they are bringing the long-rumored Monsters door coaster. What this does, unfortunately, is gets rid of Muppet Vision 3D. The beloved attraction of Muppets Courtyard is the last attraction or last piece of Muppets artistry that Jim Henson inspired and oversaw in his lifetime. So it holds a very dear place for Disney fans. So sad to see that go, but Disney has confirmed that they will kind of keep it alive in some way, shape, or form, but details of that remain to be seen. So while we're here today, this is unfortunately our last time to experience Muppet Vision 3D and Muppets Courtyard, but we're gonna make the most of it, have a lot of good memories there. Probably get some food at Pizza Rizzo because it's not the best food in the park, but while you're here, why not? On Grand Avenue now, let's head into Galaxy's Edge. Check out the standby line for the Rise of the Resistance. It goes all the way back into Grand Avenue. We haven't been here either since Rise of the Resistance has introduced standby as an option to get on the attraction. Oh, there's the Mandalorian. Haven't seen him in the park yet, but Ronteros is up here on the left. And since we are in the vicinity, we're gonna go back to the My Disney Experience app, click that we're here, and they will prepare our order. Process 1 of the mission complete. Got our Ronto wrap, morning wake up. Why can't I remember the name? The Ronto breakfast wrap, we'll call it. From Ronto Roasters. It was, let's see how much it was. $12.79 with tax, $13.62. So this is very filling for one person and some good protein to get your day started. But you know, if you don't want a really heavy breakfast, I could see 2 people sharing this as well. But it's good. We actually haven't had it in a couple of years, so let's try it. Yeah, really good. The pita is well toasted. The sausage, it's more like a hot dog than a kielbasa. I actually didn't get too much egg and cheese in that bite, so let's try again. It's really good with the egg and cheese. If you're a sauce person, you'd probably love the peppercorn sauce on there for a little kick. But I'm not too much of a sauce fan, you know, especially like those kind of like ranched mayo-based sauces, but pretty solid breakfast overall. And by the way, excuse the ridiculous looking microphone on my hat. It's easier to just place it on there and you could hopefully hear me, as opposed to putting it on my shirt, which is, since I've been in Hollywood Studios today, rocking the Pizza Planet shirt because of Toy Story. So, again, phase 1 of the mission complete. I have Special Agent Jenna's email open. We're going to check out number 2. Task number 2, Hidden Mickey Hunt. Track down 3 hidden Mickeys throughout the park. Keep your eyes sharp throughout the day and point out the first 3 that you find. Bonus, make a short of the 3 you find for social media. Oh, she's giving me social media tasks now. Okay, all right. So we'll kind of make this like an ongoing one. We'll keep our eyes peeled at, like she said, as we go throughout the day. But I do know we can check one off the list right now because you can't even really see it from like standing in the park, but the actual center hub of Hollywood Studios, like where the Chinese Theater is, when the Imagineers designed this park in the late 80s, they designed it to be a hidden Mickey. So I'll find a photo from online and put it in the video here, but basically that is one hidden Mickey that is in the park. You can't really see it obviously unless you're flying over the park. That is one off the list, and so as we go throughout the rest of our day here, we will look for the 2 others and we'll make a short out of it for bonus points. So love that one. All right, so since that's gonna kind of be an ongoing one, let's head to number 3 and see if that's anything that kind of takes us in any specific direction next. So number 3, a legendary actor. This actor has been doing impossible missions since 1996. Go find them near the only ride that features Walt Disney's most beloved character. So obviously that's Tom Cruise. Walt Disney's most beloved character. That's a good one, Special Agent Jenna. So where could Tom Cruise be in Hollywood Studios? And this is actually a good teaser. So tomorrow I'm heading to Epcot. That'll be the next video out on the channel, which is going to be a video that's basically determines how much I can spend in a day based on correct trivia questions that I answered. Jenna asked me the trivia questions before the trip. I got about 8.5 out of the 10 right. She gave me partial credit for one of them. So I have $85 to spend in Epcot tomorrow. So make sure you subscribe so you check out that video to see what the trivia questions were and how I use that money to go throughout my day in Epcot. What we'll probably do, we obviously need to go on a hunt for some hidden Mickeys. So we'll do that. And as we go along our way, we will look for Tom Cruise in the park. Here's going to be the strategy while we're in Galaxy's Edge for a little while. So obviously with the design in the land, it has all of this really amazing fake rock work and kind of distressed sides of buildings that make it look like that it was hit by like lasers and lightsabers and all those other things. So I'm sure when the Imagineers were going about the design of this, they had to pepper in some hidden Mickeys. So, and essentially, if you don't know, hidden Mickey is just as it sounds. So it's one large circle and 2 small circles for the ears to basically make the silhouette of Mickey Mouse. And those are an Easter egg that Disney includes throughout all of their parks and even some movies as well. So for example, you can kind of see the style of Galaxy's Edge here, right? It's very, distressed and weathered and cracked. And so with this kind of formation in the rocks and the concrete, there has to be some hidden Mickeys around here. So I'm going to take a few minutes, walk around, and see what we can find. Now this is kind of what I was talking about. So like, this is, call it roughly the shape that we're looking for. I don't know, I might call that a hidden Mickey. The ears aren't really like in the right spot. I would say we could keep that one as a potential number 2. I don't know, I might need to defer to Special Agent Jenna to see if she thinks that's a hidden Mickey, but that one might actually be pretty good. And for reference, we're here in the market area of Galaxy's Edge. This is where all of the merchandise stores are, and we're outside of this shop that sells some of the Chewie plush, some robes, and some other creatures from Star Wars. All right, so just got confirmation from Special Agent Jenna that is a negative on the hidden Mickey. I was feeling good about that one. She might be stumping me a little bit here, but we have some time for this one. So we're gonna go, like I said, we're gonna go through the park, and we'll kind of keep our eyes peeled as we go. So I think what we're gonna do is to complete task number 3 of the mission. It's obviously something related to Tom Cruise. So Hollywood Studios, previously Disney's MGM Studios, opened on May 1st, 1989. The whole idea was for it to be a response to Universal Studios that opened over at, obviously, Universal Orlando Resort. And at the time, it was designed to be, like the name is, like a peek behind the scenes of Hollywood and the movies. So with attractions like the Great Movie Ride, with the Express Tour that took you through, the animation studios, and so the costume shops, because like this also used to be like a working studio for Disney back in the day. As time went on and Disney purchased Pixar and Lucasfilm and Marvel, they've obviously started to incorporate more IP into their parks, hence the introduction of Galaxy's Edge. So Disney acquired Lucasfilm in 2012, and then I believe it was D23 in 2015 that Bob Iger was on stage and announced that the 2 Galaxy's Edges were going to be coming to Walt Disney World and Disneyland. And then both of these lands opened in 2019. The point of that being, Hollywood Studios is different from what it originally opened in terms of its, of being true to its theme of like a real behind the scenes look at movies. And now it's more immersing you in these stories, which is great in its own right, but there are a couple things that still kind of hold true to that original theme of the park, which is behind the scenes of the movies. So there's a quick service restaurant here called Backlot Express, which is really one of the only things that I could think of that is still themed to be like a movie backlot, hence the name. So it is down in this direction towards Star Tours. So we're gonna head that way and check it out. And that's my first thought as to where potentially we might be able to find Tom Cruise. Actually just had another idea that if this one doesn't work out, I know where we could head next, but to Backlot Express we go. All right, so Backlot Express is between the Indiana Jones Epic Stunt Spectacular and Star Tours. Let's head inside and see if we could find our boy Tom. And just in walking in here, I think it's more movie or actor agnostic, and it's just more themed. But let's just take a second and acknowledge 80s and 90s Disney Imagineering, like the wood samples, the paint cans, the props, the borders, the busts of, looks like Thomas Jefferson right there, but like, man, this is true, this is some true Disney Imagineering in here. It's probably an acknowledgement of the Chinese theater, and since I don't think we're gonna have much luck here, I'm thinking that's our plan B. So as I was walking here, it became clear to me that I might have been overthinking the task a little bit, because Special Agent Jenna said also that he is near Walt's favorite character, and I'm like, Walt's favorite character? I'm like, oh yeah, of course, it has to be Mickey Mouse. But for a relatively simple question like that, you kind of go down a rabbit hole and think it's more complicated than it is. So if I'm gonna be correct here, my guess is that Tom Cruise has his handprints outside of the Chinese theater here. Building is now home to Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, which is the first attraction in Disney parks to be focused on Mickey Mouse and Minnie Mouse for that matter. So, we're heading through the Echo Lake area of the park right now, and the Chinese Theater is right up here, so let's go see if I'm right. So we're at the Chinese Theater, home to Mickey Minnie's Runaway Railway, and we got Sylvester Stallone here. That is a good sign. Obviously, you know, an actor of the same, of a similar reputation to Tom Cruise, so I'm sure he has to be around here somewhere. Who else we got? Angela Lansbury, Mrs. Potts, a Disney legend. Another Disney legend, Dick Van Dyke, handprints and footprints. Mary Tyler Moore, and look at this. There he is, a boy Tom Cruise. April 9th, 1989, he did his handprints and he also did his bare feet. Look at that. My idea confirmed to be correct. Walt's favorite character, Mickey Mouse. Tom Cruise, Mission Impossible. Good one, Special Agent Jenna. But while we're here, let's see who else we have in the courtyard. We got Samuel L. Jackson over here, March 3rd, 1995. Alan Alda over there. Happy birthday, Mickey Mouse. Must have been that around or on Mickey Mouse's birthday. You got Bette Midler, Carol Burnett, Ray Liotta, Tony Curtis over there, Gina Davis, Steve Martin. Side note, if you haven't checked out Only Murders in the Building on Hulu, this is a show that Steve Martin stars in with Martin Short and Selena Gomez. It is a fantastic show. Danny DeVito over here. You got Dustin Hoffman, Robin Williams, another Disney legend, Flubber, voice of the genie from Aladdin. Speaking of Martin Short, here he is. November 1st, 1991, Martin Short. I see Liza Minnelli over here, Maureen Sullivan, Dick Clark, Betty White. Oh man, so many good names here. So getting off my feet for a little while, I'll explain to you the Hidden Mickey in the middle of Hollywood Studios. So sitting in Echo Lake right now, see Gertie the Dinosaur over there by the SS Down the Hatch, which is the quick service location. But Chinese Theater is right over there, and I'll insert that photo right now that I was talking about before. But basically, as you look at Hollywood Studios from above, in the center of the park in front of the Chinese Theater, you have parts of red concrete and gray concrete. And I believe the gray concrete, when you're looking at it from above, makes up Mickey Mouse's eyes. That's the hidden Mickey in the center of Hollywood Studios. I'm going to keep going throughout the day to see what others we could find, but that's like the main one that a lot of people don't even know about. So with the rest of the hidden Mickeys still to find, I'm in the process of planning out the rest of my day here at Hollywood Studios, and that includes doing a few of the attractions, obviously. The first one I'm thinking of is the Indiana Jones Epic Stunt Spectacular. That is an epitome of Disney's Hollywood and Disney's MGM Studios. Fantastic show, been seeing it as long as I've been coming to the parks. So they have one in about 25 minutes, so we'll probably go get in the queue for that and see the show. I believe the show is about a half hour or so. Before we do that, while we sit here, let's open up task number 4. All right, so number 3 was a legendary actor, which is Tom Cruise, which we did. Task number 4, which is yes, cheerleading is a sport. That is the joke between Jenna and I. Jenna was a cheerleader throughout high school and in college. So Jenna says, I once performed in a national cheerleading competition at Disney while I was in high school. I've told you where we performed at this park. Head to the location and watch the stage show there. Look at that, going to Indiana Jones. And so that is where Jenna performed as a cheerleader. So look at that. And for the record, I have not looked at anything else on that list. Jenna told me to go in order. So it's just funny that we're getting to this time and I wanted to go check out Indiana Jones. And that's where the next clue is leading us. So let's head over and watch the show. Indiana Jones Epic Stunt Spectacular, always a fun time. Like I said, been coming to see that show since my first trip to Walt Disney World in 1999. Just can't beat it. They didn't have the last part of the second scene when she gets into the truck and it drives around the corner and then it flips over and with the explosion. So kind of a bummer to miss that, but overall, always a fun time at the show. So it's about a little after 12:30 here at Hollywood Studios. We're going to go back to the email from Special Agent Jenna and see what task number 5 is. Task number 5, an epic song. Head to the area of the park where you can often hear the song where Captain America and Peggy Carter finally get their dance. Purchase a snack nearby that is $10. Okay, we could do that. So that is going to be in the Sunset Boulevard area of the park. And if I remember correctly, that is the song It's a Long, Long Time, or It's Been a Long, Long Time, which plays at the end of Endgame when Captain America and Peggy finally get their dance. So let's head over to that area of the park, see if we can hear the song, and we can get a snack. And I will note that I just got a top secret transmission from Special Agent Jenna that confirms that task number 5 is getting a snack in that area of the park that is under $10. Not exactly $10. Even though it is not necessarily hard to find a $10 snack in Walt Disney World, she meant to say under $10. So let's head over to Sunset Boulevard. So it's not playing now, but this Sunset Boulevard area of the park is when you could usually hear that, I think it's Ella Fitzgerald's song, It's a Long, Long Time. There's a lot of good snack places around here. There's Fairfax Fair, there's Anaheim Produce, there's the Hollywood Scoops ice cream. I don't know what I'm in the mood for. And there's also some places back by Rock and Roller Coaster here as well, I believe. So we're just gonna go the full extent to Sunset Boulevard and see what we could find. But we have plenty of options over here. So back here by Rock and Roller Coaster, which honestly will not be Rock and Roller Coaster for much longer, because Disney recently announced that with the changes coming to Muppets Courtyard, they are going to be replacing Rock and Roller Coaster with a version of the Muppets, which I just think is awesome. And also back here was formerly Lightning McQueen's Racing Academy. This is going to become a Disney Villains show. I hope they eventually will take this theater and move Muppet Vision 3D here, but we'll see what happens. All right, so back here we got Pretzel Palooza. We got a Mickey shaped pretzel. Not really in the mood for that because I was planning on getting pizza later for lunch, and that's kind of like the same thing. Outside of Rock and Roller Coaster, they have KR&R, which is looks like a food truck. So here, let's see, what do they have? They have mini corn dogs. They have tortilla chips with cheese, mini churros. You know, I can never say no to some cheese and chips, so might do that. But also got some stuff back at Fairfax Fair and Anaheim Produce, like I said. But as I'm looking at, do you guys think this is a hidden Mickey? The spot in the R between, that has to be intentional, right? I'm gonna say that's a hidden Mickey. I'm not even gonna bother asking Jenna about that. I say that is too intentional for the Imagineers in the sign for that not to be a hidden Mickey. So we are 2/3 of the way there. That is awesome. That's a really good, I've never seen that before. So 2 hidden Mickey so far in Hollywood Studios. Still need to look for the 3rd, but I really like that one. So depending on who you ask, it's not a Disney vacation without a churro. So as I was walking past Anaheim Produce before, I noticed a churro on the menu, so I'm feeling like that's a good solid snack. All right, excuse the mic on the hat again. So got the churro at Anaheim Produce, and then obviously, and it's kind of the height of lunchtime right now. It's about, say, 1 o'clock. Yeah, 1:07. Wasn't a lot of seating around there, so walked back down Sunset Boulevard, and now sitting outside the Brown Derby here, where there's some nice seating under some umbrellas. But here is the churro. It is your standard Disney churro with chocolate sauce served on the side. With the churro as the snack, that is the completion of task number 5 for our Mission Impossible video today. Aside from this being $7, it's a solid snack, not too filling. I didn't really want anything too heavy. While we're sitting here enjoying the $7 churro, on to task number 6 for today's Mission Impossible. Task number 6 is saying goodbye. Time is running out, and so is this attraction's time at Hollywood Studios. Visit it, say farewell, and capture your final memory there. That's a hit in the feels, Special Agent Jenna. So that is gonna be Muppet Vision 3D. Such a good attraction. So that one has a continuous runtime. So I would say after the snack, we go watch that, and then we can hit up Pizza Rizzo for lunch. Took a slow walk over to the opposite side of the park, right in front of Backlot Express and Star Tours, headed towards Muppet Courtyard, so we could go watch Muppet Vision 3D. I don't want to say for the last time, because we're here for the rest of the day. I don't see how we're not going to go and sit in on the show another time. Just got out of Muppet Vision 3D, and as I was walking past, I think I might have spotted our 3rd and final hidden Mickey. If we turn around this way, looking at the paint on the ground here, I don't know. That looks kind of intentional to me. They look somewhat the same size, but could say the ones in the top look a little smaller for the ears. So you got that one over there. Then I also saw this one over here and this one over here. So considering the intention that Disney had to make this paint splatter on the side of the store here, I'm gonna say that's our third and final hidden Mickey. Check it off the list. Just got out of Muppet Vision 3D. Love it. Classic Disney, Jim Henson. I mean, what's better than that? It's just good storytelling, good comedy. Sad to see it go, but I am, hopeful that Disney will preserve the attraction in some capacity. So what specifically that is, that remains to be seen. We are now here at Pizza Rizzo, which is one of the restaurants in Muppet Courtyard. It's known for having some of the most, mediocre pizza in the Disney parks. It's quick service, but it's fine. Got to do it while it's still here. I got pepperoni pizza. Comes with a side Caesar salad, and I also got a regular sized Diet Coke. Altogether, that was a little over $18. Start off with the Caesar salad. Get a crouton in there. It's fine, Not the best Caesar dressing. I mean, it's cold at least. The croutons are not especially crunchy, so Disney quick service side salad. Now let's try the pizza. Only one of the pieces really came with pepperoni on it, which is fine, but try a slice of pizza. Pepperoni's very chewy. The cheese kind of falls off with it, so, so not the best, but, kind of goes with the reputation for this restaurant anyway. And so this isn't confirmed by Disney yet, but as it stands, by looking at the concept art for the Monstropolis section that will be replacing Muppet's Courtyard here at Hollywood Studios, it's looking like this is going to be the sushi restaurant from the movie. I forget the name of it, but you can kind of clearly see that restaurant in the concept art in the same location as these restaurants. So whether or not that's one location or two other locations, my guess is they'll have one fast casual or sit down and one quick service. But, Disney will be releasing, more details on that, obviously, as the opening date gets closer. And so while we're here, might as well check out the last task of our Mission Impossible challenge. But before I do that, I want to shout out Special Agent Jenna for all the work she put into this. It was a lot of fun, so I want to give her a big thank you. Time to park hop, it says. Hop on the latest form of Disney transportation to the park that features a ride with an animatronic dog modeled after Walt Disney's dog. Hint, it's not the dog in Carousel of Progress or Pirates of the Caribbean. Correctly identify the park, the ride, and go say hello to man's best friend. Oh boy. If I had to guess, obviously it's Epcot, where you take the Skyliner. And if I had to guess, that would be the dog in the farmhouse scene on Living with the Land. But I feel like this might be a trick question from Jenna, because she knows I love Living with the Land. That dog might actually be modeled after Rover from Carousel of Progress, so the only other attraction I could think of that has a dog in it is potentially Spaceship Earth, but let's see. According to this article, I'm right. So the animatronic dog in the farm scene will likely look familiar to you. It is the same dog that appears in Carousel of Progress and Pirates of the Caribbean at the Magic Kingdom. Not only that, this specific animatronic was modeled after Walt Disney's own dog in real life. I love that fact, and I did not know that. So we're going to finish up pizza here at Hollywood Studios, then we'll park hop over to Epcot. Back like we never left. Here in Epcot, day 2. We'll be back here tomorrow, so make sure you subscribe so you don't miss that video. Another vlog, but a different sort of challenge. That'll be a fun one. To wrap up today's video, we are, like I said before, heading to Living with the Land, one of my favorite attractions in all of Walt Disney World. Don't judge. So we'll throw in some clips from the ride, and then that'll be that for this challenge.
Of all the forces at work on the land, humans have had one of the most profound effects. The need to produce food for a growing world led to the enormous use and sometimes overuse of the land. Many of these, like papaya, bananas, cacao, coffee, and rice, are well known around the world. More than 28 million tons of bananas are eaten annually, making it the most popular fruit in the world.